We are live today to talk about how to reset your brain in 90 seconds. Quick question for you. Do you understand why you get angry? You are about to lose your mind over a tiny comment and you have no idea why. Most people think anger is a choice, but in reality, it is a 90-second chemical leak. Stay with us and I explain why. By the end of this, you will know the secret of controlling every emotion you ever had, including anger. It starts in your amygdala. Amygdala is a tiny smoke alarm in your brain. It's a tiny almond-shaped part of your head that scans for dangerous situations. When someone cut you off in traffic, the alarm screams. It does not care if you are actually in danger or just reacting. This trigger launches a chemical cascade. Think of it as a flood of stress hormone hitting your bloodstream. Look at the infographic to follow what I'm saying. You get hit with adrenaline, cortisol, and neuroscience. They rush through your body like a cascade of water. Your heart beats like a drum. Dun, 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 dun. Your breathing gets thin. Your jaws clamp shut like a trap. Your face feels warm as blood rushes to your surface. This is your survival system at work. This system has kept humans alive for thousands of years. But here's a discovery that changed everything. From the moment the trigger happens, that chemical surge only lasts for 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Can you believe that? This is the time it takes for your blood system to metabolize and flush out the chemicals. If that's the case, why do most people stay angry for more than 90 seconds? I know that I do. Well, it's a secret. Although your biology is already trying to calm you down, for many people, it actually gets worse. You've seen those people. Most people never let the 90 seconds finish. They get stuck in an emotional feedback loop. You know the move. The accident is over, but you start telling yourself a story. You think about how rude that person was. And you imagine all the things you should have said to win the argument. Every time you replay this story though, you hit the reset button on your brain and your amygdala hears the story and think you are in danger again, that you're back in danger, that you're back in the situation. And what does it do? Take a guess. It dumps more chemical. Another 90 seconds start. And the clock is starting again, just like you see on my thumbnail. The button is resetting one more time. Do you want that? Do you want more chemical to be dumped in your brain? Well, that's when people say, I'm having a bad day. But you are not having a bad day. You are just refreshing one bad minute over and over and over again. This is where most creators lose their control. This is where most people lose their control. Creators, if they get a bad comment, they will lose control. People will lose control if they get into a bad situation. For creators, if they read one bad comment they might stay miserable for a week. In reality, the emotion was gone 10 minutes ago. The story is what remains. So the question is, how can you beat our biology urges to stay angry for a longer period of time? What are the techniques that we must do to overcome that? Well, fortunately, as a human being, you have a second brain. It is called the frontal cortex. Think of it as a CEO in your head. He handles logic, planning, and keeping you from acting like a fool. The problem is the CEO is slow to wake up. The emotional brain is like a sprinter, but the logical brain is a marathon runner. You have to give the CEO time to get to the office. This is a 90-second rule. When you feel a surge of anger, you must pause. Not forever. Just long enough for the chemical to clear. During that pause, you need to shift your focus. You need to shift your attention. You need to tell yourself another story, so to speak. Don't try to stop the feeling because you cannot. You may not be able to. Just watch it. Act like a scientist watching a storm from a safe distance. Notice the racing heart. Feel the heat on your face. Observe the tension in your shoulders. Don't pass judgment on it. Then use a tool called emotion labeling. This is a fancy name for emotion out loud. Say it quietly. I am experiencing anger. I feel my chest getting tight. Why would you do that? Because naming the emotion is putting a leash on the wild beast. Research shows that naming a feeling physically lowers the activity in the amygdala. It signs to your brains that the threat has been identified. And because it has been identified, it is no longer a danger to you. And therefore, the alarm will stop. They will stop ringing. The CEO will take control. This part changes everything. Think of your emotion as a wave in the ocean. A wave rises to a peak, then falls naturally down. If you try to block the wave, you get crushed. If you dive into the wave, you will get swept away if you do it without thinking. But if you ride the wave for 90 seconds, you end up in calm waters. Emotions are temporary, not a permanent residence. Most people think they are feeling something. However, in reality, you are the person watching the feeling. A simple shift creates resilience. Resilience is not about never being upset. It's about not getting trapped in a loop. You can feel the fire without letting the entire house burn down. Imagine an upsetting text message. Your fingers want to type something immediately. I want you to stop. Stop right away. Look at the clock for 90 seconds. This will allow your brain to reset. 90 seconds will allow your brain to reset. Allow the chemical to flow through your body and you'll be calmer, you'll be more rational in your response, right? So that's the trick there. Now, what do you do in those 90 seconds? Walk around the room, breathe deeply, go get a cup of coffee, do something. When you come back, the chemicals are gone. You are no longer reacting, you are responding. As a matter of fact, when you get those emotions, let's say it's a work and you want to write a response immediately to a bad comment, you want to get angry, write out whatever you want to say, but don't send it. Throw it away, and the next day come back and write it again. But this time it will be rational. You know, I've seen that happen to me many, many times. A reaction is a biological accident, but a response is a conscious choice. You do not want accident. Accident cannot be retracted sometimes. You need to be able to be in control and have a choice that is your choice, not your emotion. Some of the most successful people in the world use this technique every day. They don't have easier lives. They just have better timers. By time I mean a 90-second watch. Life is always throwing triggers at you. There will always be traffic. There will always be bills. There will always be difficult people. You cannot control the first 90 seconds. This is total biology. So anything after that belongs to you. Anything after that does not belong to your emotion. You have control. Anger does not own you anymore. The panic doesn't own you anymore. You have control. The goal is to stay cool under pressure. That has not changed. Now you have. Now you know how to stop anger. Now you know how it works. When somebody makes a bad comment, keep posting. You'll get the last laugh. Now subscribe if this breakdown helped you. We use the subs to feed our veterans. Here's a question for you. Engage with us in this topic. What is one situation where 90 seconds would have saved the day? Tell us in the comments. Now, look at my next video. It's going to be here. It's going to be there. See you in the next video.